This story begins with two lovebirds on the day before Christmas. Their names are Vivi and Vel. Vivi was more active and playful and could get a little carried away, while Vel was more careful and always looked after Vivi, but he also liked to have a little fun. They had lots of fun throwing snowballs at each other and building snowmen. After having a drink by the fireplace, they went to sleep. Christmas was going perfect. Until a new character approaches. His name is Els. Els as a child always took Els, and he wanted to ruin Christmas for Vivi and Vel, and that's exactly what he did. Vivi is now broken and doesn't know what to do. Her boyfriend has just been killed and the murderer is nowhere to be seen. She cries for what seems to be an eternity, but she doesn't give up. She knows there is an item that can bring Vel back to life. The Totem of Undying. It can only be found in Santa's house. For the totem to bring people back to life, you must sacrifice something very important to you. Vivi grabs a watch that Vel gave her as a gift and sets off to hunt for the Totem of Undying. Vivi waited for the owner of the home to return. She was lucky that the owner was an elf called Dan, meaning they might have known where Santa lives. What she didn't know is that Dan had a boyfriend called Rasp who came home a bit late. The sudden return of Rasp shocked Vivi and she shot him by accident, resulting in death. Dan screamed and begged to spare his life and offered to do anything. Vivi, still trying to figure out what she has just done, stood there in silence. Minutes pass by and Vivi finally realizes that she probably ruined Dan's life forever and leaves. But before she shuts the door, she asked herself, why do they have guns? She goes back and asks Dan what they were planning to do with the guns, or she'll kill him. Dan says they were planning to kill Santa cause he fired them. Why? Dan looks at the floor and doesn't answer the question. Vivi fires a bullet next to him and asks again why. Dan says, cause we're racist. A moment of silence passes. Vivi asks if he knows where Santa lives. He gives her a map. After killing two racists who were going to kill Santa, Vivi finally felt good about herself and followed the map to Santa's house. On her way, she met a frog called Skeps. He was just standing in the snow. He looked really cold. Vivi made a campfire for him and continued her journey. She finds Santa's house. While Santa is cooking, she goes to the totem and grabs it. She turns around and finds Santa looking at her. Santa laughs and says she could have just asked for it instead of trying to steal it. He senses that Vivi has a good heart and lets her go with a warning. Vivi finds a hole that she can sacrifice the totem and Vel's watch. But before she drops it, Els comes and tries to push her into the hole. Before he pushes her, Skeps jumps in the way and saves Vivi, sacrificing himself. Skeps uses slime blocks and jumps back to the top. He pushes Els in the hole and laughs at him. Vivi thanks Skeps for saving his life. Skeps thanks her for keeping him warm while he was meditating and getting prepared for the Great Frog War. Skeps leaves Vivi to herself. Vivi throws Vel's watch and the totem. In a short moment, Vel falls from the sky. Vivi hugs and kisses Vel a lot and they live happily ever after.